Alright, hello everybody. It is Wednesday, June 12th, 4:30-ish. What we're going to do today is go over our week or our midweek update, kind of talk about the interesting situation we found ourselves in today, and what we're looking at going forward for the rest of the week. Now, coming into the market today, those of you who follow us on Twitter, you know that we had 120 Goldman Sachs calls, which got absolutely obliterated. We had 1,000 Bank of America June 28th, 14 strike calls, which got hammered, but we were hoping for that because we wanted to size up and average in a little bit better than we had done. So what we did off open was we got a sell order for the Goldman Sachs position at 0.2. That was our average sell. We're actually the second or third to last top tick for those calls today, and then immediately we got a put position for the short on the 160 puts. We had 120 to start, and then we ended up trading those in between the market, but we'll get into that in a little bit. What we have going on here with the SPX, I think, coming into the week we were overly bullish, and early it looked like we were going to continue, and then obviously we faltered, and now we've led into 3 red days in a row. But I think we have a formation here that's kind of similar to what we had before the initial fade down to the 1598s. I think we have a triangle forming. I'm kind of anticipating that this triangle will eventually break next week when Bernanke comes out to speak. I am obviously leaning towards a bullish break as opposed to a bearish break, but at this point I think anything can really happen, unfortunately. Going into the market tomorrow, we are looking at a situation where we personally think that we are going to get some bullish activity. We might get a low on the SPX around 1608, but that'll be really nothing to worry about going forward. We think they're just going to kind of keep us in the triangle until they break us out next week, and then we'll see what happens from there. But the market's been very choppy, but there have been some quite nice opportunities. Netflix today was an incredible short. We obviously did not have that. We should have, but we didn't. It did break lows. So now what I would look for is probably an inside day tomorrow. If selling persists and they look like they're going to push it down, that's probably not the greatest thing in the world. But we did earlier this week say that we weren't going to trade Netflix until Wednesday, just because we were anticipating a lot of chop, and we did get the chop, but then today we got just straight downward activity. It broke out of its triangle that it had formed and literally seemingly went straight into the ground. But it is still in that channel. We did talk about the support between like 203 and 210 has been, or 215 has been incredible support for the stock lately. I think we're probably looking at a low that'll form around 205 tomorrow, at which point from there we might get a reversal with the market and possibly a move higher towards 215. Obviously, I don't expect 215 to hit. That's not my target. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I would most likely play the 215 calls if I'm seeing some bullish activity, only because they're probably, let's see, they are, they're going to be under $1 tomorrow, which should be quite a nice play if all things go together like we're expecting. Amazon, real quick, we did expect to move towards 270 coming into today. We had a low of 270.45, and then it bounced off that with the rest of the market and kind of headed back up. I think realistically, if the market's green tomorrow, I think you can expect Amazon to see back into 276s. This thing has had a ton of volatility. Personally, we believe that it's at the tail end of its little channel here. As you can see, typically towards the end of the channel, volatility spikes and then a breakout happens and so on and so forth. It also has the possibility of a megaphone pattern playing out, but even then, I think we're going to get a couple nice trading days out of it, especially going into next week. This Bank of America, like I said, we've been establishing a pretty serious call position, and when all is said and done, we're most likely going to end up having close to 2,500, if not 3,000, of the June 28th 14 strike calls. As of right now, our cost is around 7 cents, which puts us down around $3,000 right now. But we're not overly concerned with it. We're kind of expecting a longer term play with the market. We also have like 2 weeks before we really need to freak out. But I'm hoping for a gap down tomorrow to kind of try and scoop up the rest of these contracts around 2 or 3 if possible. And then that'll be it for that, at least. Goldman Sachs was a great short today. Like I said, we had the short a couple times. And actually, when we came to the market today, we were down, I want to say, probably, well, we were down 50%. So we bought at 4. So we were down like $2,000 or whatever. But when the day closed, we actually made a $5,000 profit just trading the ever-living crap out of it. So that was a great day. Tomorrow, I'm most likely going to play with the 165 calls just because I'm anticipating the market to come back a bit. Those calls are probably going to open up around 0.33. Hopefully, I'll scoop up 100 or so and see where I end up. LinkedIn, we were looking for a little bit more downside volatility today. Obviously, we didn't get it. As far as going into tomorrow, I think the 170 calls look pretty good, and would hope for a move towards 174 or so on, depending on market strength. But that should be a nice play. Visa's just been absolutely incredibly annoying lately. Eventually, Visa's going to break out, and I'm most likely going to miss it. Google today, we were looking for 870. We got a low of 869, which is great going into tomorrow. I think you can expect to move back towards 885. Probably cover this candle. But Google's not really something we were looking to play this week with all the chop and whatnot. Now, Apple has held up incredibly well with this chop and craziness in the market, really. It was a great short today. Gave about a 9-10 point short, depending on if you caught it early off the gap up. But was a very nice short today. Going forward, I think you got to expect it to try and claw back to the 440s. It seems to like to put a little base work in there. But longer term, we are very, very bullish this. Baidu, we're looking for 94 today, or 95, I think. I don't know, something like that. But didn't do that, and it bounced pretty big off the bottom there, which we like to see. I think tomorrow, you kind of got to expect this thing to run a little bit. It's been incredibly strong. All of the China stocks, Qhoo, all of that, they've been very, very strong lately. And I do still like the move towards, it has a gap at 106, I think. Yeah, 106.50. I do like a move to that. Probably won't happen until next week, but that's something I'm definitely keeping an eye on there. Lululemon, this poor thing. It's down almost 20 points in 2 days, all because the CEO resigned. This thing just can't catch a break. I think tomorrow you'll probably see the last of a dip. I think what I'm going to do for this is I think that they're probably going to try and test the lows tomorrow early and then bounce it. I'll most likely get in at the lows and try and trade it for a bounce there. Tesla was nice today, even though the market was overly weak. You got a nice triangle formation going here. I think tomorrow you can expect Tesla to test. I think you can see 100 on this. We are very bullish just overall. I don't think that high of 114 is permanent for now. But that's really it. What I'm going to do is tonight when I get back, I got a couple errands I have to run, but when I get back, I'm going to update the blog with some charts and write out everything that was discussed here. I'm also using a different media player or screencast or whatever you want to call it to do this webcast. So if it works better than what I was using, let me know, and we will continue to use this. Thank you, and I will see you guys tomorrow.